Hello, everybody. I am so glad you are here with me. Welcome to my Tuesday Coffee and a Card Live. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025, and I am so glad to be here with you. My name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. What do I want to tell you today? Our weather this week, and actually all week, is cloudy, a little breezy, but in the 70s every day, so nice. Hi, Doris, glad you're here. We do have a chance of some thunder showers and high winds, but pretty much all is good. I'm not going to complain. So it's just a nice week here. Hi Karen, glad you're here. We had an amazingly wonderful Easter with family and friends, and we just ate great food and relaxed and chatted and had just a nice time. It was so beautiful out. We were able to sit outside on our back patio. Just wonderful. Oh, I'm glad it's nice by you too, Doris. That is great. I love nice weather. It just makes me happy. So even the clouds don't get in the way if it's warm, and I still like it. So all is good. I hope your Easter celebrations were wonderful. Also, hi, Lenny. I am glad you are here. I'm here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks and ideas for that, to make it more enjoyable for you, and to encourage you to send your beautiful creations out to others and make their day. Please be sure to say hello in the comments if you're popping on, and if you're watching later on the replay, let me know that also, because I love to know you've been here and watched. I do go back and read all the comments. I can't see them while I am down on my table in a minute, then I can't see the comments anymore because they come up on my phone now, but I do go back and read them all and respond to them all. And I just love to see it. That's my interaction with you. And I will respond to any questions you might have too. So as always, I will be drawing from all of the comments on this video that you make today through midnight tomorrow. And I will give away the project that we make today. Excuse me. So comment as many times as you like. Each comment counts as an entry. Any comments, like I said, today through midnight tomorrow, the 23rd, will be entered. And I want to congratulate the winner of my last card, Margot Rantanen. Margot, thank you for watching and commenting. And that card is on its way to you. Thank you, Doris, for sharing. Also, if you can share my video to a crafty group, a crafty friend, anywhere you share me, let me know, and I'll give you a bonus entry for today's card, because that really helps me with my business, and I appreciate it. Hi, Karen. I'm glad you caught me live too. Beautiful day. Wonderful. I am glad to hear that. Yeah, so let's see what I want to do. I think that is it. Everything I wanted to say. Let's take you down to the table. You will see cloudy skies, but it is still beautiful and green out there. Come down to my table, and hopefully I am where I need to be. I think I am. This is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/Crazy Stamping Lady. My YouTube is under my name, but I think you can also find me under Crazy Stamping Lady. And you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. These are all ways that you can help me. If you like and subscribe to my blog, if you like and comment on my Facebooks, if you subscribe to my YouTube, if you shop with me, those are all ways you can help me out in my business, and I appreciate you so much for doing that. Okay, reminder, we now have a new Stampin' Up! Rewards program. Every online order of $20 or more will automatically receive 10% back in rewards that you can use on a future purchase. You can use them on your very next purchase, or you can let them build up for something big that you're saving for. That works too. All the rewards are redeemable for a year after you earn them. And in your account, you will get a little notice, a little screen where you can see exactly how many rewards you have, exactly when they're expiring so that you don't have to lose them. So I think that is wonderful. The one thing I want to tell you is to get the rewards, you have to have an online account. So if you've ordered from me online before, you're there. And then the first time you go to sign into that account, once this reward program started, which was a couple weeks ago now, the first time you go in there, it's going to have a pop-up that asks you to opt in to that rewards program. If you do not do that, you will not earn rewards. And that is a legality. They have to do it that way. They can't just automatically start an account and rewards for you. It has to be by your permission. So just be aware of that. I have one card to share with you. You've seen similar ones because we did one here on a video. So it's exactly what this is. This is an Easter card. And she used the same exact pattern that we had on the video that I showed you. And this is from Cheryl Jackson. And it is Happy Easter. And it folds down so it goes in an envelope. So if you watch that video, you saw me make these. I think this is beautiful, Cheryl. And I especially love that you use the Bokeh Designer Series paper. That is gorgeous. Just that subtle little design in there, I think is so pretty. Makes the cross the focal point, and I love it. And thank you for thinking of me and sending me that beautiful card. Okay, let's move this. So, a couple things going on that we just found out about. The first one is starting tomorrow for 3 days, so April 23rd, 24th, and 25th, there will be free shipping on all orders of $75 or more. That is a great deal, guys. That saves you a lot of money at an 11% shipping. You are saving a good deal. So take advantage of those free shipping offers when we make them. We do them 2 or 3 times a year. We never know when it's going to be. We don't get a ton of notice. So that is what that is. You can shop with me at stampingup.stampinup.net and then just hit the shop now. The free shipping will automatically be applied to your order once you reach the $75 level. So be aware of that. And then along with that, you can kind of double dip, because if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber for 2 days only, so this isn't all 3 days. This is 3 days through the 25th. This is only tomorrow and the next day. But you can get up to 75% off on all of our past kits, our refills, and our add-on dies. Now, this is only available to current Paper Pumpkin subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, because you will be able to also take advantage of this as soon as your subscription goes through. And you can kind of double dip in these, like I said. If you are a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you order refills and past kits at the discounted price, and then it brings you up to the $75 on your order, and then you will get the free shipping too. So I think that is a couple wonderful deals. And that's in addition to any other bonuses. So like, you will still get your kits from me, because at $75, you will get 3 free card kits and a bonus project from me for next month's free online class. So you get that in addition to all those other goodies. The mini catalog, which is wonderful, as well as the annual catalog, which is also wonderful, are going to be ending soon. You guys probably have heard me say that many times. May 5th is going to be the last day that you can order from either of those 2 catalogs directly. I forgot to look up the stuff I'm using today, so I'm finding that so I can show it to you. On May 6th, the new catalog goes live, and that is this catalog right here. We have tons and tons of stuff on the last chance list out of this catalog and out of the mini catalog. So be sure you check that last chance list out. A ton of those things are on discount and great deals, so you don't want to miss out on that. And again, you can do the last chance list specials along with the along with the free shipping and handling. So another win-win-win. Today we are using and I forgot to mark it in here. I can see it's not marked. We are going to be using the Sketched Butterflies bundle from page 68 of the current annual catalog. This bundle is on the last chance list. The stamp set is going away. The dies are going away. They were a favorite of mine. I had to get them right away. I have used them many times and love them. So we're going to play with them today and you'll get to see them. But before I do that, I have to show you the current paper pumpkin kit that I received. It came yesterday in yesterday's mail. I am so excited about it. Now you guys know I take part in a Paper Pumpkin Alternatives blog hop, and that is going to be this month on the 30th. So on the 30th, check out my blog because we're going to have some fun alternatives with this Paper Pumpkin kit. I have not started my alternatives yet. I opened this kit and think it is so beautiful that I am not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, so I have to think about it. So in the kit, you get the instruction sheet, and this is the instruction sheet, so you can see the 3 cards that come in here and how they are completed. It's a full instruction sheet, so it tells you what to use on what card. It's great. Also, you're going to get a ton of die cuts in there. So let me see if I can show you these without making too much of a mess because they are gorgeous. I already punched them out because I'm ready to play with this after today's video. But there's some gold accents and words in here. There's some regular little die cut pieces that you can stamp sentiments on. And then there's these beautiful die cut flowers also. Look at those. So those are gorgeous. These are all part of this stamp kit. And then you get a stamp set with it. And it's a photopolymer stamp set right here, but I'm just going to pull out the insert because it's easier to see. So this stamp set contains all these verses. Thinking of you, congratulations, you are amazing, I'm here for you, hugs, sending my love, on your retirement, and to the happy couple. And then these 2 little butterflies and the single butterfly. Those are all included in the stamp set. There's also a stamp spot that I already took out because I keep those for giveaways and I don't usually use them with my kit. Let me see if I can figure out what it was this month. I'm not even sure which spot it was. I already put it away. Sorry about that, guys. I don't think I even have it close enough to tell you. But there is a stamp spot that coordinates with one of these colors that came with it. Look at these gorgeous envelopes. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. And then the card bases. I have to show you this. Oh, and you get dimensionals with it. So there's 3 different card bases in here, 3 each of 3 different card bases. This is one of them. This is the second one. And this is the third one. Look how beautiful those are. Now, right now I'm telling you, I am 99% sure I will be cutting these bases in half and using them as layers on cards because then I can get, instead of 9 cards, 18 out of this because they are so pretty. I love it when they do it on the back of the card base. That is gorgeous. But it also, to me, just gets kind of lost back there. So when they're beautiful, beautiful layers like that, I usually cut them down and use them as layers on my cards. So just wanted to show you that if you have been thinking about Paper Pumpkin and subscribing, to me, it is so well worth it. I almost always get at least double the cards and projects out of the kit that it comes for. So this one is 9 cards. I'm sure I'll be able to get easily 18 cards out of here. I'll use up all the die cuts and stuff that they give us, and then I will just use the stamp set on layers, and it's beautiful. So I had to take a minute to show you. Again, mark your calendars. My blog will post on the 30th, and it'll be part of a blog hop of Paper Pumpkin alternatives with this kit, and you're going to want to check it out. Okay, let's play. Let's play. So here's my instruction sheet for today's card. I am going to move it to the side, but I will bring it back out later with the card if you want to take a screenshot, and I will also post it in the comments of this video. But as you know, Facebook has been deleting all my videos 30 days after they are made. Now, my older ones, they're still giving us time to transfer, so I'm transferring them to YouTube as quickly as I can. They probably won't all get transferred, but I'll transfer my newest ones because that'll be sets that you probably still have on hand. But once that video is deleted, all the comments and stuff go away too. So that picture of the recipe with the card will no longer be in there, and you'll have to do a screenshot at that point if you watch it on YouTube. Okay, let's play. Let's play. I'm going to pull out our pieces here, as well as the stamp set and dies I'm using. And I may need a drink of my coffee. You can hear me kind of losing it over here. So I think I'm going to do that real quick. Bear with me 1 second. All right. I think it's allergies. Who knows? Who knows why I cough all the time? So this is the Last Chance bundle. I think they're gorgeous. I just think they're gorgeous, guys. It is the sketched butterflies and the sketched butterfly dies. They're on the Last Chance list. They are not reduced in price, although every 2 months they review that Last Chance list. And at that point, they might put them reduced if they still have any of them. There's no guarantees on that. And then there's 2 dies I've already pulled out because we're going to be using these 2 dies today. So they have dies that cut out all of these butterflies on here, as well as some standalone little butterfly dies that you can use. I love this set. I just think, I think I love butterflies because I have a lot of trouble resisting a butterfly stamp set. But this one caught my eye. It's just sketchier and more natural and nature-like, and I loved it as soon as I saw it. So we're going to be using these today, as well as Designer Series paper from, let me grab it here, from the Floral Delight Designer Series paper pack. I'm going to show you quickly the 6 designs that you get in here. They're all yellows, so you know me in yellow. I am so happy with this paper. It is my favorite color. And to have a whole Designer Series paper that is so bright and cheery just makes me smile. So these are the 6 different designs you get, and I'm going to turn them over so you can see the backs. And these are the backs of them. The backs are much more neutral. Beautiful little patterns. In fact, they even have this olive green and this pecan just kind of sketched background, which is also very lovely and natural. So we're going to be using some of this paper today on our card. Let me get this out of the way. And really, I'm going to be focusing a little bit on the Designer Series paper today. I want to make it the star of this card. And I want to show you a couple things you can do with Designer Series paper that you may or may not have thought of. So this is the card base. It is a regular A2 base of basic white. It is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And we have a basic white envelope to go with that. I have 2 pieces of Mossy Meadow cardstock. These are 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 inch. I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. So this is one side and the back is the gingham. And I'll tell you on this card, originally I was going to use the gingham, but I changed my mind and we're going to be doing this beautiful floral side. So you can decide which way you would like it to go if you're using this. I think I'm going to have mine go this direction unless I forget and it goes the other direction. We'll see, right? This piece of DSP is 3 3/4 inches by 5.5 inches. I have some scraps of a couple other designs from that same packet of paper. This is the back side of them. We're going to be using these front side, those scraps. And then I have a scrap of basic white to punch out. It doesn't really matter how long this is, but my scrap is 1 1/8 inch wide. And I'm only telling you that because I'm going to be using a punch and I wanted my sentiment to be slightly narrower than the punch. I just thought it would look better on the card. So my paper is cut slightly smaller than that punch is, and you'll see when we stamp this and punch it out what I'm talking about. So let's get our card going here. The first thing I'm going to do is do my stamping. So we're going to grab our Memento black ink and the largest butterfly out of this set. Now this butterfly is pretty big, so I am going to take my ink to the stamp. Usually when it's a large image, it's a little easier for me to take the ink to the stamp rather than the stamp to the ink. Just going to make sure it's completely inked up really well, because this is a sketchy image, and so you want it inked very well. And we are going to stamp this onto this designer series paper. So if you haven't thought of stamping on your designer series paper, here is your tip for that. When you stamp onto designer series paper, you get so much more depth in your images. So you can see now this butterfly has all that color inside of it that it wouldn't otherwise have. So stamp on your designer series paper, play with that and see what you think of. For many open designs like this, it works wonderfully. We're going to take our next smaller butterfly, and I'm going to stamp that also in the Memento black. And we are going to stamp 2 of these onto this other pattern here. So there is one. And again, we're just getting some color and depth onto these butterflies by stamping them on to designer series paper. But I'm also choosing a paper that's a little neutral. That's not so florally that it'll overwhelm the design that we're punching out or cutting out. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to move that out of the way. While I'm here, I'm just going to stamp a couple more things since I've got them out. I am going to stamp the inside of my card, which says, "You brighten up so many days." And I am going to stamp this upside down on this side. And you guys have seen me do this before. I just like the sentiment a little closer to me when I'm stamping it. And by doing it upside down on this side, it is much closer to me, and I don't have to get my head up underneath the camera to do it. And I can usually get it very straight by doing that. So that's my inside sentiment. I'm going to take a smaller butterfly from the stamp set, and we're just going to stamp that down here in this corner. And I'm going to grab my envelope, and we're going to stamp some of these butterflies onto my envelope, because you know I don't like naked envelopes. So I'm just going to take this little butterfly guy and just kind of go back and forth and stamp him on my envelope. Just like that. So that is my envelope. It is no longer naked, which is wonderful. And then I have one more little thing to stamp here. I'm going to take my sentiment piece, and we're going to stamp the words "thank you." So all of these stamps are from this stamp set. I'm not using any other stamp set with it. And I'm going to put this kind of in the middle of that piece of cardstock, just like that. Okay, I think we have all of our stamping done. So I'm going to move the, ooh, well, that wasn't good. Look at that finger. Let me get my chamois out here and wipe my finger off on there, or I am going to have that black ink somewhere I do not want it. So, all right, that cleaned it right up. We are good to go. Okay, what do I want to do next? I think the next thing I'll do is show you what I was talking about with that punch. So I'm using the Labeled with Love punch. But to me, it was just kind of wide this way for the sentiment that I'm using. So this is about, I think, 1 1/4 or so. And I cut my strip at 1 1/8. And we're just going to feed that into the punch. And I am going to center it. So I slightly clamp down onto my sentiment when I'm doing this, so that I can kind of hold it in place, and then release and clamp gently until I get it exactly straight and where I want it. And because it's a little bit narrower than the punches, I'm going to have this gap on each side, but I'm still going to get a tiny little curve on my sentiment. And you know, I think I want to move it slightly to the right. So hang on, bear with me. I want to make sure I get it nice and perfect. Make sure it's real straight again and punch it. So there is our little punch, and it is slightly narrower than that would be, and it works better on my card because of that. So I'm going to set that up and out of the way. It's just a tip for using your punches. Play with them. You can make your images shorter, you can make them narrower. Use your punches to their fullest extent for what you're trying to achieve on your card. And since we have these pieces right here, let's cut those out right away with our dies. So I'm going to grab my little cut and emboss machine here and place our large butterfly onto there. Hopefully I am on screen. I think I am. I'm going to place it right around my image, and let me grab a piece of washi tape here because this is a decent size image and I don't want it to shift too much. So I'm going to lay this. Take your time when you're lining up your dies. I want to make sure these two little like swallowtail parts at the bottom of my butterfly are in there, and I also want to be sure that inside these two dots at the top I can see the black antenna of the butterfly showing through. That makes me know that this is all lined up. So I love how they do that. We're going to put our other plate on top of it and run this through. Excuse me. And then take off our gorgeous butterfly. So once I get this removed from the DSP backing, you will see how now that DSP is no longer so prominent. It is just kind of a background on this beautiful butterfly. So that is the look I am looking for on these. We're going to do the same thing with these two smaller ones. We'll place this on this one and get my washi tape just to hold it in place. And so this one doesn't have, is not as hard to line up because it lines up perfectly around the wings. Although the other one wasn't bad. It's just the antenna part on the other one you have to worry about a little bit. Let's put this on here and run it through. And then come back. So hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday. I don't think we're going to get rain today, so I think we're going to maybe run some errands. But rain is coming later this week, so we try to not go in the rain. I know we're old, right, when we say that. My daughter thinks it's crazy. But you know what? When you're retired, you don't have to go out if you don't want to. So we do if we have something scheduled. But if we're planning our errands and are running around, we'll usually do it when it's not raining or bad weather, because why? Why do it if you don't have to, right? Here, we're going to do the same thing with this butterfly because I need two of these. And then I'm going to get my little cut and emboss machine out of the way so we have some more room on here. Let's punch this one. So same thing. Can you see how now it's just giving that beautiful pattern on the butterfly, and you don't think of it necessarily as that was a DSP pattern. So it gives your images a lot more depth. It's a great use of your designer series paper because I think we all tend to hoard our designer series paper and it builds up quickly. Let's use that beautiful paper. Okay, so we're going to grab a few things here. Excuse me. I am going to first color in the bodies of my butterflies. Now you don't have to do that, but to me, because it's so sketchy and now it's on the designer series paper, the bodies get a little lost. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Right marker. This isn't our alcohol markers. These are our water-based markers. They come with a brush tip on one end and this fine kind of bullet tip on the other. And we're just going to come in here and outline the body of that butterfly and then color it in. And that's just going to make it stand out a little bit more on our card. And I think you'll see what I mean when I finish the card, how otherwise that body would just get a little bit lost on the page. So there's the body of our large one. You don't have to be super perfect with this, guys. And it's got a really nice, easy to follow outline on these little bodies here. So I'm going to finish this one. And these little felt tip points are so nice. If you remember our old Stampin' Write, they also had a very tiny point that was great for writing sentiments if you wanted to write on the inside of your card. But I really rarely used them for that. And I just like these new ones so much more with an actual little felt tip on there. So all of the markers now come with the felt tip on them. Okay, so there's the bodies on our butterflies. You can see how much more that makes them stand out. I hope you can see that. Next thing we're going to do is take our piece of Designer Series paper, and I am going to tear this. So when you tear Designer Series paper, I am going to tear toward me, pulling this up and toward me. And what that's going to do is reveal the white core inside of this Designer Series paper. Now I'm just making a ragged edge here. Back and forth, but I'm tearing toward me, and this is important. I'll show you the other side. So if I was on the other side of this paper, I would actually be tearing away from me, and you can see there's no white edge on there. But when you tear toward it, you get these fine little fibers of white that show through. And to me, it just gives it a lot of character. It depends upon what you're trying to achieve. Excuse me. To me, it's a very natural and organic look with torn paper, and I like that that white shows along there. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other side, and I'm just tearing back and forth. About 1/4 inch of it I'm tearing off maybe on each side. I'm not worried about it being perfect. If it goes in a little more, comes out a little more, that is perfect too. I just want a jagged edge on this piece of Designer Series paper, and I want that white core showing along the very edge. Now stick around with me till the end because I have 2 other samples to show you, and I think that white core might even show a little bit better on the samples, simply because this one has such a white background. It's a little harder to see, but it's definitely on there. And to make it pop even more, we're going to lay it onto these 2 strips of Mossy Meadow so that that white shows just a little bit more. This is also a cardstock saver for you. I'm going to get the look of having a layer under that piece of cardstock, but all I'm using are strips. So these are 3/4 inch wide strips. I'm going to take my seal, go right down the edge of this piece on the back side, and then we're going to lay this onto that Mossy Meadow cardstock, allowing obviously the Mossy Meadow to show on the side just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So if you're trying to save on your cardstock, this is a great way to do it, because now this is going to look like I placed a piece completely under there, and all I used were those 2 small strips. So there we go. Push that down good. There you go. Isn't that cool? I think I'm going to use it this way. I think this is what I said. Although, what do you think, guys? I don't know if there's a right or wrong. Now that I put it together, I think I'm going to do it this way. Change your mind. You can change your mind as you're going. Now I'm going to take my seal. We're going to run the seal down the edge of the green on each side. And I also want this piece to stick down on my card, so I'm just going to put a little at the top and the bottom of the gingham. We're going to center this. Make sure when you're doing this that your card, because I've already stamped it, is going the right way, and you have the front. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to place this side to side pretty evenly on here so that it goes right down the center of my paper like that. And then we need to do our butterflies. So on the butterflies now, I am going to fold up those wings on each side of the body. And they fold up very easily. It kind of just has a natural crease from the side of the body at the top down to the bottom here. So I'm going to fold up this one like this. And then the other side too on that same natural crease down to that bottom. And what that does is gives me this piece in the middle for the body that is flat. And then I want my wings to stand up on this card. So I'm going to take my bone folder and we're going to come and curl those wings backward, back down. So now when I put this on my card, they're going to have that beautiful curvature. They'll squish down in the mail, but they'll pop up slightly again when they open their card, and that'll give you a lot of beautiful dimension on these yellow butterflies. So there is my large butterfly. We're going to do the same thing with the two small. Fold it up on each side of that body. Kind of crease it. That just helps me find the part I want to curve for my wing better. And then I get my little flat part right here in the middle where I'm going to put my glue. We're going to take our bone folder. Same thing, gently curve those wings back. Be gentle. You're using designer series paper. It is just paper. It can tear. So just be a little gentle as you're doing that. Same thing on our last butterfly. We're starting to get a few butterflies, I've noticed, just the last few days flitting around. As our flowers start to blossom, I'm sure there will be even more and more. We have hydrangeas all around the front of the house here, and last year the butterflies were all over the hydrangeas. So it's beautiful for me to see right out my front window. See if I can fold that other wing back and get that flat body area. I'm going to fold and curve these wings back that direction. And again on that one, just like that. So now I have my 3 butterflies, and we're going to add those to the front of our card, and I'm just going to use Tombow glue for that. So we're going to take our very large one here and putting glue just down that body section and not on the wings at all. I'm going to take this in here and set it. I want to be sure that when that wing goes flat, it's still on the card. So we're going to put it right about here, so that it doesn't go too far over the edge of the card and it'll still go into the envelope when it's flat. I'm pushing it down with my bone folder just to make sure I get a good contact. And now you can see how pretty those wings are curved up like that. We'll take our second one here, same thing, just putting glue on the back of this body section. You do not need a ton. You know, Tombow glue holds fantastic. And I'm making sure when I place my butterflies on here that they're coming down past this green, or at least onto that green, because that really gives you some pop on your colors. Otherwise the yellow can blend in to the yellow underneath. So I'm making sure I'm hitting that green a little bit too to make the butterfly even more visible. And then we're going to do our last one here. Same exact way. And I'm placing that one over to this side, going the opposite direction of that one. And use my bone folder one more time to get a nice good set on that body to make sure when it dries those are stuck on there for good. So isn't that pretty? I think it is so pretty. I want to add my thank you. So we're going to take some seal on the back of this thank you, and I'm going to place it onto the front of the card. I'm going to place it so it's onto the green just like the butterflies are, and so this side of it goes underneath these butterfly wings here, just like that. And this is the sentiment that I told you I made slightly thinner than it was on the punch because I just felt it looked nicer. I don't know why. When I punched out the full punch of it, it seemed too wide and bulky for this. You know, sometimes if you can do it, if you can make it better, why not, right? And then we're going to use some last chance gems. We're going to use the In Color resin dots. These were $8. They're on the last chance list for $6.40. And I'm going to see if I can open this pack and get them out. And I'm going to be using some of these beautiful ones here. Now, these are peach pie colored, but they go beautiful because I think there are peach pie accents on this paper. So they work perfectly on there. We're going to grab a few of these. I'm going to grab a large one. and place it down here by the thank you. And then another large one and place it up here. And I'm going to have it coming off slightly off the edge onto the grain, just like that, so it shows. And then a small one. And we'll place this one up just a little ways from it, maybe more on the white than the yellow there, to have that little bit of pop on there. I love these gems. I've used up one of the colors. The petunia pops are gone, so I only have these colors left. This is actually my second or third pack of these. These in colors are continuing. So even though the gems are on the last chance list, go ahead and order them because you'll be able to use them with all of your in colors for the year to come. So this is my card. Like I said, stick with me. I'm going to show you a couple other samples, but this is my card from today that we'll be giving away. I think it is so pretty, light and airy and beautiful and yellow, which you know makes me super happy. I'll bring this back out with the recipe in just a second, but I'm going to scoot it up to the top here and show you two other completely different design or different color schemes. So same envelope, but this one here was stamped onto the more neutral side of the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper. So on this one I used just a straight color in the background, and I did stamp some little butterflies on there because it didn't have the pattern like this one does. And then I stamped my butterflies, same thing, colored the bodies, added them to the middle. But this is what I was talking about, that white edge. Here we have the tan paper torn, and you can see more what that white edge is. Now I can really see it well on this in person, but I think on camera it kind of blends in. Just I'm looking at it on camera with the white on the Designer Series paper. But this shows you how you can really make the edges of your Designer Series paper pop. So that's one color scheme for this. And then I did another one right here, and this was done using the more neutral sides of the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper. So same thing. This one did not have a lot of pattern on it, so I did add some little butterflies in the background, and then did my 3 butterflies with their curved wings and added my sentiment. All 3 sentiments on these cards, the wishing you a beautiful birthday, the thinking of you, and the thank you, come from this same stamp set. So it is a great stamp set. I'm going to get these out of the way. Again, this is the card I am giving away today. I would love to hear what you think of it. Take a screenshot with the instructions if you like. And like I said, I will post this also afterwards. But I appreciate you being here with me today. I hope you liked this, that you learned some nice tips and tricks today. That would be great. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night for sure to comment to be entered. For your comments to be entered. I take any comments that are entered up to the point I do the drawing. So be sure, if you are part of our Global Inspiration Stamp Team group, that you have marked your calendars. We have our upcoming event on May 9th and 10th, and it's going to be all about the new catalog and the new in colors. So be sure you have that marked down. More information to come. And if you have questions on that group and aren't a part of it, just let me know and I'll tell you what it's all about. Also, I would love to have your business. If you are looking for Stampin' Up! Products, or if you're interested in joining my Crazy Stampin' team, or if you want to do online or in-person classes, I am here for you guys. I'm here to be your creative coach. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I do plan to be back here on Tuesday, same time, same place, with some more creative inspiration. And until then, have a wonderful week, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.